All right, another Monday, another live show. Company is back on top. Where we belong. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whoever you are, wherever you are. I just wanted to be appropriate so I could greet you all like I'm supposed to. Right now, we got the panel down here. Got Sosa, got Izzo, got Rich, and got a whole lot of shit we want to talk about. In order, out of order, I don't know. Might be random. So first thing I think we wanted to talk about is good old Terry Crews. So
hey man.
Well, so this is the thing. I don't know if anybody's not familiar with what happened.
Preface.
All right, so of course we had a lot of the Me Too stuff happening, people coming out about sexual advancements and harassment and rape and blah blah blah. And Terry was one of the few men, if any of them, anybody else came out to admit that something happened to him. So apparently it was a producer. I don't know which producer it was. I don't think he gave the name.
Producer or agent or something.
It was an agent.
So it was an agent. He was early in his career or whatever. And something happened. They were at a party. Dude grabs his dick. I don't know why you would do that to Terry Crews. He's always been 6 foot something, 400 and something pounds. So why you would do that, I have no idea.
They fantasize over us big, brawly black people. So
I have no idea.
Whoa.
This is what I keep hearing.
So anyway, it was kind of refreshing because a brother came out and admitted something happened to him.
Yeah.
You know, usually something happens and we try to brush it off or we act like it didn't happen. But you know, he admitted it, came clean. And I thought it was over because it happened months ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow it popped back up. Y'all said Vlad TV said something about it?
Yeah.
Well, DL Hughley has done like a series of interviews on there. And I guess Terry Crews just caught wind of it, would be my assumption.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Because I saw that interview and that probably was a month or so back. I've seen it for a while. And I guess he caught wind and hilarity and realness ensued.
Yeah, so it got really real, really quick. I didn't
gifs ever.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the entire interview, but apparently he kind of called Terry a punk, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was me. And ain't no man gonna grab my blah 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 blah. And he, went off on this tangent.
He no tough guy.
So, Terry kind of responded.
Go ahead. Yeah,
kind of responded online. He said, "What was his? What did he say?"
I'm gonna find it, just so we can't mess this up because it was great.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what he said because he said something about slapping. He was like,
oh, but here it is. But here what it is. Pretty much, what did he say at first? He's like, "You told the world God gave me muscle so I could say no. Are you implying I wanted to be sexually assaulted? I'm listening, sir." So DL goes, "You saw the video." So Terry Crews goes, "Sir, you said I should have pushed him back or restrained, and I did all of those things, but you act like I didn't. Were you there?" And then it went to, where was it? Oh, damn, they had a long exchange. I missed all this.
Skip to the slap part. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, yes, here we go. But they went back and forth. I guess, DL was trying to explain like that shouldn't happen to him because you're a man, blah, blah, blah. So the last thing DL said before Terry commented, he said, "That's different than slapping the shit out of him." So here goes Terry. "So, sir, if you truly feel that is correct way to deal with toxic behavior, should I slap the shit out of you?"
And I felt that.
Hey, I felt last. I said,
it was the greatest silence. Yeah, no, he replied. He just said, "Thank you, sir." That was it.
Yeah, that sentence spoke to me in a special way. Mm-hmm. I felt every bit of that. And Terry Crews seems like the coolest guy you'll ever meet.
Right.
Seems like the nicest person. So to make him get out of character like that,
right?
You had to keep pushing him. So I took it seriously. I don't think that conversation should have went any further.
DL bowed out.
I think he should have. If you didn't, I would have deleted my Twitter account.
Oh, done.
Moved. But the thing is, man, when stuff like that happens and somebody actually admits that, and then you get other people saying stuff like DL did, that's the problem we have now because you really don't know who's gonna attack you for just Trying to be honest.
Right.
He wasn't trying to get over on nobody. He wasn't trying to gain nothing. He was just being honest. This happened. It happens to us. Well,
I think the thing that's most disheartening about it is simply the fact that, like you said, one, it is the fact that, you know, there's a behavior that DL exhibited that we say we shouldn't do, then he goes ahead and does it. And Terry's like, all right, I'm gonna end this quickly. But then on top of that, it's also kind of disheartening because you got these two dudes going back and forth, and where's the agent at? Like there's no, at least we haven't heard, like, I don't know if we've ever heard like who the agent was or who this person is.
His name came
up. So yeah, but that's not a part of the conversation. The conversation really is between these two guys, unfortunately. So it's just it kind of, you know, muddies to say like most, like, this exchange is going to be remembered, you know, more so. It's like you had the Me Too movement, then you had Terry Crews outing about how things are in Hollywood, and then you have this. So it's just it just kind of takes away from the seriousness of it, because I'm not gonna lie, I died laughing. And then watching the tweets after that, because you had like one person who said something that was like, you know, saying that DL should have like went at him like that, but then everything else was just basically like, you know, like they had like Bird Box gifts.
That was hilarious.
It's like DL didn't even, like, you didn't see any response from him. And I mean, you really couldn't, because I mean, like, you don't understand, like, no one knows what they're going to do in a situation until they're put in it.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
So to say that, yeah, you know, when I do, like, I could tell you like how many guys I have seen who have been like, you know, if some dude tries to talk to me, I'm gonna like punch him in the face. And I'm like, are you really gonna do that? Really? Like it sounds good, but it's not like you're gonna actually, because I mean, let's flip it this way too, is that if a woman did not want you to approach her, and then you go ahead and say, hey, what's up? And then she goes ahead and like knocks two of your front teeth out, you could be like, well, what the hell's the problem?
Yeah,
that's true. You make a point.
She was like, if he come over here, I'll punch him in the face.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's not, you know, like, you'd be like, nah, bro, don't roll that way. Then if he still continues and you say no, then yes, fisticuffs may ensue. But just to say that because someone approaches you or does this, that, and the other, like, you know what your response is going to be, that ain't fair. Mm-hmm. And especially with something like that, because if you out and about somewhere, someone grabs your junk, you kind of like first like, wait, what just happened? Like, that's it's shock. And then after that, it's like, how do you respond to that? And Terry Crews put it perfectly. He was like, I was young in my career, I was trying to go ahead and try to make it. He was looking like he was thinking about it in the sense of, I want to preserve my career instead of basically, you know, making this man's face bloody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you know, and I think that is a general problem with these kind of behaviors, sexual harassment, or any sort of behaviors like this, is that it's always like you're looking out for the aggressor, or the person who actually is, you know, eliciting the abuse or the assault. So we always look out for that person, but no one ever really considers the victim.
Yeah, now we're kind of attacking the victim, and we're laughing with the victim, but nobody's looking for this guy. And this guy probably did. If he did this to Terry Crews,
there's no
spree.
Yeah,
that was probably the last one on his list.
There's no way that it's like a first time, I'm gonna try to see if this works.
No, yeah,
no, not at all. There's levels of this shit. You just don't start at like the apex. You start from the bottom to the top.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted here, said, breaking news, we're awaiting the answer from DL. Sources say we may not get one, but we're going to stand by and keep an eye on this. But like I said, it's sad because it makes you not even want to admit stuff like that happened, because now he's in the spotlight again over this same thing when he was really just trying to, you know, come clean and feel better about getting this off his chest.
Right.
So DL should have minded his business. which is a problem when people don't mind their damn business. Had nothing to do with you.
Nothing.
I just think there's better viewpoints to have on things. Like that's not one where I would even give a viewpoint because you cannot put yourself in that type of situation. You can't go, yeah, when this dude grabbed my balls. So why would you even kind of interject like I would? I know you're a comedian. I know that was funny for the moment to get a soundbite, but I mean, for you to be that political comedian and say all this stuff, you should have kind of known to step back and be like, I ain't fucking with that.
You should treat it with the same kid gloves you would treat if a woman said that she was harassed or raped or approached.
Yeah,
that's another
it's
person.
The same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not up there joking about some woman that got grabbed and all that stuff,
we know we ain't doing that, bro.
Yeah. So I think it should be treated with the same sensitivity because it's still messing up the person the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
it's like, what did I do to bring this on for somebody to even have the gall to caress me? And like, did I feel inviting? People think about that. Mm-hmm. It ain't the first thing that come across people's mind is not rage, it's confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're bad, then you're like, ha.
Go away.
Yeah, no, not at all, Brian.
Oh my God.
But it's just like, man, Hollywood, something is wrong in Hollywood. And somebody said that before. I was watching interviews that something is really, really wrong in Hollywood. And people just don't get it. Because, I mean, you got this going on. People touching on Terry Crews.
It's power.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's power.
That's all it is.
It's so many. Go ahead, Rich.
No. I'm just thinking, like, if you think about what happens to people when they get money or power, it's like they become weird. It's like because those two things allow you to have access to multiple things. Like say, for example, like, why would you buy a giraffe? Like, why? Like, why?
Have you ever, speaking of this, y'all ever seen the clip of like the Saudi Arabian guys? One had a cheetah and the dude was scared and the cheetah chased him around the room at the party. Have y'all ever seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, you seen it? The dude was scared. The cheetah was playing with it, but running around. It's like, why the fuck do you have a cheetah as a pet? And half the people in the party scared.
And that's probably what dude said when he got his car. The fuck he had that cheetah at the party. Don't cheetah. We got dogs and shit. You got a cheetah.
See, but it's like whenever you get power, you do stupid things, or you feel that you can. Like, you have literally a wild animal that is considered an apex predator in its area, and you're like having it as a house cat. Like, the fact that you have that much, that you have that little sense to do something like that is crazy.
Well,
it kind of breeds into the same thing, like where you have situations like this, where someone's like, well, because I have said power, I can go ahead and do whatever I want. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mike Tyson had that white Bengal tiger, and we know he was batshit crazy.
Yeah,
medicine.
Mike could fight that tiger, though. That's the difference, though.
You actually make a good point. Whop him in the nose, and that tiger knew what the fuck was up.
His tiger friends was calling him like, "Hey man, why don't you just eat that motherfucker?" Like, nigga, this is Mike Tyson.
Fucking Mike.
It's before he started biting on motherfuckers too.
I just think the problem is like in a Hollywood situation, it's like sex is used to either gain or maintain power.
Yeah,
like the
sex is power.
Yeah,
I mean, sex in a lot of ways is power.
Let's look at Chris Brown
with power right
now.
Go ahead. What name you said?
Look at what happened to Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He went over there, didn't touch anybody. Chick said he raped her. Automatically, my timeline was just dogging Chris Brown. Oh yeah, he did it. I know he did it. Blah 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 blah. It was ready to like burn this dude at the stake. Turns out the chick was lying. But automatically, already that power has already been taken out of his hands because he's already accused. Didn't matter if he did it or not at this point, because people are going to believe what they want to, and you got the people that are screaming, "Oh, what if he did?" And you got other people saying, "Oh, he probably just paid her off." So it didn't matter. It doesn't matter if she admitted it or not. He was going to lose his power automatically over that.
Yeah,
she messed him up automatically. So that's just one of the rotten things about even being any kind of in any kind of position of power or spotlight.
A moment in the spotlight.
It's really unfortunate that we've gotten to the place where the minute someone makes an accusation, you're automatically considered guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what and who it is.
I would say to a point I would agree, Sosa, because I think everybody it's unfortunate, but everybody wants to see somebody fall. Let me not say everybody, but I think that's just kind of like the story of triumph is never as good as the story of defeat.
Bomb atomically.
So like if if anything came out about anyone, it's like if it's dirt, it's like people want to dig into that because negative energy compounds.
If
you got
nobody
all these
cares about the good stuff,
right?
And look at Akon. Akon is personally building Africa up,
right?
By himself.
And we're barely talking about him. Hip hop community talks about him. Outside of that, they don't even talk about him.
Yeah, no.
But I bet you, if he raped somebody, he's back in the headlights.
Akon, number 1 hit artist. Like, now he's a number 1 hit artist. Okay,
this man is by himself. He's bringing electricity to Africa. He's built homes. Lil Jon's built like 3 schools in Ghana.
Yeah, he has. Really? I have read that.
Cool. Yep. And you don't hear anything about that. But when he had the girls in the videos and the uncut videos, you heard all about Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm just uncut.
Hey, but
toxic masculinity.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, that
what?
Word. Toxic masculinity. Yes.
What's that?
Yeah,
that word gets thrown around so much now it's not even funny.
I told you it was going to be the new thing for 2019, and I done heard it like 32 times today.
It's in that one thread from Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Man,
go ahead.
It's like and this kind of also falls back to that the snowflakery behind the Gillette ad. It's like
the ad snowflakery. I like that.
Wow. The ad is basically like, "Hey, just don't be a dick." And it's like, "Oh, you can't tell me how to be a man." It's like, wait, so being a man is about being a dick?
Evidently, I missed that.
You want to be an asshole? Okay.
I don't see the thing that always that bothers me so much about it is that if being a man is about standing on your own, not caring about the opinions of others, doing your own thing, then why is it that a ad for a razor got you that triggered?
You should be too busy being a man.
Right. Saying comb your beard. Don't hear that shit.
Nigga.
Throw all my Gillette razors away.
I use Schick anyway, so it ain't affecting me.
I agree. Not gonna lie. Gillette razors just aren't good. So
I just bought one today.
Yeah, Gillette razors just aren't good. So I mean, and that's just not because I think the ad campaign was like, oh, that's sweet. So,
holy shit.
I guess the dog was triggered by that.
But they've already put toxic masculinity in the Urban Dictionary. I mean, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you this definition here.
I'm interested to see what this one.
Masculinity is a social science term that describes narrow, repressive type of ideas about the male gender role that defies masculinity as exaggerated masculine traits like being violent, unemotional, sexually aggressive, and so forth. Also suggests that men who act too emotional or maybe aren't violent enough or don't do all the things that real men do can get their man card taken away.
Who wrote that definition?
I mean, okay, whatever.
I'm trying to figure out how to address it.
And we're not our grandfathers. And
how do you mean?
And for better or for worse, my father don't say shit. The motherfucker be dying of cancer, syphilis, and gonorrhea, and he won't say shit.
All right.
I'm just saying. He could be down to all kinds of shit.
You better say something. Which glass you used? Which glass did you use?
My point is, my father was born in 52.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never met neither of my grandfathers, but I'm sure same thing. And I mean, we're talking about third world old school, not American old school. So take that, whatever, masculinity and raise it up a couple notches.
Yeah, it's a different.
I mean, for better or for worse, we're not them. Mm-hmm. There are people, and I mean, I don't go to the fucking doctor. I could drop there right now and be like, what happened? I don't know.
God damn it, so.
But I just, and I'm learning now as I'm older to, it's all right to speak about your feelings. But still, I mean, there's a lot more so-called sensitive men now than there were back then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bitch ass.
God.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, if you think about all the creature comforts we got now to just make life easy. I mean, ain't nobody going outside chopping wood unless you want to go chop wood,
Yeah, I ain't doing
no,
that.
you go to Kroger and go get the shit.
There's nobody hunting for their dinner unless you want to go hunting for your dinner. We got options now.
You goddamn right. I ain't doing that shit.
Right. But I mean, that's just, now the definition that you was just talking about, you pretty much describe the fucking sociopath. Extra violent? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm violent too, but I know there's a limit. I mean, I got bail money, but I don't really want to use it.
What's your limit? Like, you don't want
to
like
probably
close to death?
No, like simple assault.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. But like I said, it's a different time, man. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of little aggressive ways or different kind of ways we don't have to be anymore. And the reason we don't have to be like that anymore is because the guys that were being like real men going down chopping down trees did that and made a better way. They didn't even want to do that shit.
So
no,
I guess here.
Tired of this shit.
Let's think about it like this though. Is there really ever a need to have been that way? Like truly.
For some of us, yes.
Have
think about it, Rich. Could your grandfather walk into Lowe's and just buy plyboard and wood whenever he wanted to back in 1930 or 40?
Let's what I'm saying is
there was a reason.
Let's think about it like this. The behaviors that you're saying, you're talking about being resourceful and using tools. You're not saying like nothing about chopping wood makes you be a dick.
But see, here's the thing though. At that point, you had to be a certain kind of aggressive because you were still trying to protect your family and you wanted your family home and safe.
But you can be assertive and not take shit from somebody and not necessarily have to be aggressive in that process.
There's that like these kids around here, it's kind of like the same concept I was trying to explain to my son.
Right.
You don't have to join the gang to be a badass. You don't have to do none of this shit to be a badass. You can be well read, well spoken, polite, and still fuck somebody up.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm getting at.
I mean,
but that's now though. I'm talking like 60, 70 years
you're
ago.
right. You're right.
You had to be a dick back then. You had to be.
I don't think
Gene Tunney was I think he was a heavyweight. He was a heavyweight. He was middleweight. But back then, fucking weights were all fucked up. Anyway, he's one of the dudes that fought Jack Dempsey, who was it Jack? I think it was Jack Dempsey, who was just a fucking killer.
But don't push him.
Gene Tunney's son said, if people back then found out that my father read, they would have called him gay.
Oh wow!
Because he read books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all of this shit is shit. It used to be all right to beat your wife. Motherfuckers used to beat their wives like it wasn't shit.
We're not gonna say it used to be all right.
Yeah. I'm saying
it was socially acceptable.
All right.
That's what he means. I know.
That's what I mean. I'm not saying go. Sosa says smack your bitch. No, I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't, living in apartments, you heard that shit all the time, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was okay.
But at the same time, it was a time where you knew to stay the fuck out of your business. Now it's kind of like you can't. It's you're like a terrible person if you did.
And nowadays it's the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think these kids these days have any excuse to live any kind of thug life or whatever that they're living, any kind of hard life. There's always, I understand some people's parents are just not financially stable, but there are ways out of it and there are escapes. A long time ago, 20, 30 years ago, it wasn't.
Yeah,
there weren't programs in place.
I would, and that statement I would agree with. I think we are at a point now. Like,
you got kids showing other kids gang signs, though. I know 5-year-olds that are still walking around throwing up gang signs back.
I do too, and that's sad. And somebody's trying to pass that BS down.
That street knowledge.
Yeah.
So
it's just none of this is necessary anymore. It's not. And if you don't want to be part of the street, stay in the house. If you don't want to stay in the house, go find a sport to play. You don't want to find a sport to play a video game. You got so many different avenues to go down now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, 60, 70 years ago, you had to be a dick because you had to protect what was yours. Everybody was out to get what you wanted.
That does not. I do not think that means that you have to be a dick in the process. I don't
know, but if you were nice back then, it showed weakness.
Hold on a second now. Wait. So there's a difference between being nice. Nice is when you get stepped over. Kind is when you are acknowledging yourself as being important, and then deciding if you are willing to give them that level of respect.
Yeah, you are not that young. You know that back then there was no gray area. You were either stepped on or you were doing the stepping. There was no in between.
I mean, when we grew up, I think when we grew up, it wasn't hunting and building your houses and shit. We just grew up around the gang shit. That was the time when we grew up. Gangs was big because there was no outlet for these kids, and these parents was busy working 4 and 5 jobs trying to build them a life, which kids now are living.
And so maybe they weren't being dicks on purpose. They was just too tired to be fucking nice. It was aggravated. It was irritated. I don't know. I'm making excuses.
Yeah, I just think that the whole dick gene, the toxic masculinity started a long time ago. There's no point.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying that, but that's like a
There's no reason for it now.
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely not saying that there is a level of like raw aggression in a primal sense. You're correct, but I think we as humans we've evolved to a point to where that's no longer necessary. And I think even even in most social settings, it's not necessarily necessary. It's like whenever someone, we talk about like the concept of being an alpha. Like being an alpha doesn't necessarily mean being a dick. Being an alpha just means that you, in terms that you command the respect around you.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
So it's not now, because think about it, if you ever have that one guy who's like trying to walk around beating his chest like he's top shit.
Yes.
And then you get challenged by a person who is secure but also matches that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
They wind up folding. They always wind up folding because you can't beat that. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think we necessarily have to stay I don't think we necessarily have to stay there, and definitely we don't have to do that now because, like you said, like there is no functional reason for that. I mean, we're at the point now where the mind is much more valuable than what you can lift.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Who told you that?
Oh Lord! Pre-workout.
Wait, what happened?
Ignore Brian.
But I agree. It's just. I don't see, like you said, I don't see any point in the whole toxic masculinity thing now anyway.
There is one
if
thing
I see somebody, and like you said, if you have somebody huffing their chest and being all loud and boisterous and I'm this, I automatically look at you as weak. Like as soon as you start yelling, oh, he weak. That's one of those who in the hell left the gate open type dudes,
Who in
you
the
barking
hell?
at everything that run up and down the street. Barking.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest dog on here. As soon as that gate pop open, you quiet as hell.
Right.
That's
You
like
pulling the gate closed.
the Chihuahua. Chihuahuas
Yeah.
tend to do that shit.
Exactly. So, and I guess I've learned that from being around people like that a lot. Those are the first ones to fall, the loudest ones. And those are the ones that get mad at Gillette commercials.
Hey, one thing I do agree with though, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you have to have a level of violence in you, or you have to know someone who will take it there. Because, and I agree with Rich. First of all, I agree with Rich. There's no reason to be a dick. You can be the nice guy now, but there are still people who will take advantage of that. And
no, I think every human being needs to know how to fuck somebody up.
I'm all for violence.
I mean, I think they're what is that line in that movie with Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse?
Roadhouse.
Or it's what's like it's be nice till it's time to not be nice or something to that effect.
Yep.
I
don't know, but that's funny. I just thought Roadhouse as soon as you said
yeah, right. Bunch of hillbillies. No, I agree, but you still have to have people that will take it there, not, hey, let's call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, see, now the thing is, and like we said, you don't have to be that guy anymore because everything's so litigious. You could just threaten somebody with a lawsuit and they'll back off.
Absolutely.
You didn't have those. I'm going to say safeguard, but it's a bad thing that we're so.
They were always there, though. People didn't know.
Not for us.
Well,
nobody in this room could use that. Oh, you called me a nigga? I'm calling the cops. So
no, you're right. No, no, you're right.
Yeah,
that's a hate crime on your record.
Yeah. So I think the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems right now that's plaguing urban families, Black and Latino, is we're being taught that we still have to be that way, and we don't anymore.
Yeah,
because the law is somewhat, in some cases, on our side.
I don't know how many people got to get fired for people to stop fucking with minorities. But that dumb bitch from Duke who told those Chinese kids to not speak Chinese in public.
I had to read
what
that
the
story.
fuck?
I was like, wait. It was one thing if they were like in class and it was like some sort of like dissertation or something.
Oh,
but
it wasn't in class.
It was
even in class. I thought that was wrong.
The only reason why I would say in class, I'm talking about, and that would be if like she's asking a question and there's a response.
Yeah, of course. If they're talking amongst each other, they can talk what the fuck they want. That's what I thought. Oh,
yeah. Because I was like, I gotta read this story first before I go ahead and comment on it. And then I was like, wait, like she had like it was it was the fact that they were in the student lounge, and it's like no,
you were hoping you saw it and you read the headline. You were hoping that it was something taken out of context to where it was a phishing story to trigger people and automatically put clickbait out.
That's correct. That's what I was thinking at first. I'm like, let me check this out first. And then it's like, oh, nah, you dumb. You were real dumb.
I can't. I don't even think that. I don't even think clickbait no more because it's just so. It's just everywhere now. It's like, what? I mean, it happened to us when we were kids. Me, my brother, and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So back then we were kind of in shock. Now it's like this shit happens all the time. So I didn't think it was clickbait. I was like, yeah, this dumb bitch walked up on two people and heard them talking their native language and said, you can't do that.
But see, now you got these people on the other side saying that's right. If you live in America, you should speak American.
No.
And I'm like, I kind of thought
we're a fucking melting pot, bitch.
I did kind of think this was the land of the free. I
don't salad bowl.
Let's not even
we're a salad bowl. We ain't a melting pot. We need to be one.
Let's not even go there. I mean, if I go to another country and I'm talking to my wife, I'm not going to probably be speaking the native language. I'm speaking whatever I know and comfortable to speak in. I have nothing.
If you live there, do you think you should learn the language?
I think. Well, here's the thing. It would make sense for you to do so, and more than likely, those students did. So
but if they talk amongst each other for them to convert, that's just take it back to this real quick, Rich. We stayed together. What the last year we were at USC, like what was that? 05, 06. Remember we stayed with the French guy?
Yeah.
And when we started talking like slang, he had no clue what the hell we were speaking.
Right.
Because he would look at us like, I don't know what you're saying. The same concept. When you're amongst the people you're comfortable with, you speak the way the fuck you want to. Right. How the hell is that hard?
Yeah, I don't see there's definitely not a need to say someone has to speak the language simply because they live here. I mean, let's just be honest. If we play it like in the terms of I guess you would want to call, survival of the fittest, you are going to get significantly further if you do.
Yep.
But it is not necessarily a requirement. And let's just be honest, it's gonna weed you out anyway. Like you'll be like, I can't deal with this no more, and you're just gonna you're either gonna starve or leave or learn the language of the local area. You can learn the language and still be able to speak your native tongue, and it's all good.
Yeah,
this is
there is this agenda. I hate the word agenda, but there is this like underlying force that is trying to turn this country into something that is not going to happen. And the more you sit here and say we're not going to do what you want us to do here, the louder it's getting.
We are too far ahead to go back.
We're not docile beings anymore. We know what rights we deserve, and we're not just going to sit here and watch y'all try to take them from us, because you can't really take something that y'all didn't really deserve yourself. If that's the case. Like, how did you assume those rights to assume the privilege? Because of skin? Like, that's the most pettiest shit I've ever heard.
I've never seen this thing so divided. And I know, where'd Sosa go?
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully he'll pop back up.
Oh. But yeah, I've never seen this thing so divided. I mean, we went from hands across to America with Coca-Cola to, to make America great again. And it's just... it's sad. It's scary at the same time, because now people are actually taking other people's lives, and you're starting to see the dark underbelly of what we've become, or what this country's become. You're hearing a lot more stories about sex trafficking.
Yeah.
You're actually seeing videos of people running away with other people's kids.
I think we're at the point where we're finding out what the fuck is in the hot dog. I know that sounds corny, but that's right. The shit's so delicious. Exactly right. But now we're figuring out, like, do I, like somebody outside, do I really want to go over there? Do I really want to eat it?
Because this dumbass in the kitchen, i.e. our president, leaves door open all the time.
We go to a restaurant to eat the nice food. We really don't want to see how he cooks it.
Just tell us it's delicious and we'll eat it.
We know he's gonna grab the steak with his bare hand, but he's gonna cook off the jerk.
I think that to your point, Brian, I think what a lot of it is that we got into this place because people became angry and threatened.
Yeah.
And then once that happened, it's like, well, we got to show them how it really is. And this is like how do I want to put it? It's almost like it's that last hurrah, because there is no way we are going back to the way things were.
Never.
It's that line that the Joker had in The Dark Knight when he was talking to Batman. In a strange way, it's like you had one president come through and kind of give people quote unquote hope, and then you have the anarchists come in right after it, and it's like, he wants to change. He wants to change. He wants to make things different. I mean, regardless of what your political ideology is that he's definitely bringing out the other side of people and trying to make this rationale that isn't rational. And now we're starting to see that there's some pretty dirty things that he had in his closet, at least with the camp that he was running with. So it's not necessarily saying that I don't think that everybody is on this tip. I think there's an extremely vocal minority, because I mean, like, my understanding is that last time they did a poll of like a Nielsen poll of Fox News, just like most of the people there were like late 40s, early 60s, watching it. So I mean that generation, and I'm not trying to be crass about it, the generation's dying off, and it's slow.
It's the truth.
And it's slowly, but because the thing is, there is no way that in a connected society, the way that we are right now, there's no way that this culture of blending things together is going to keep us worlds apart like it did before. I mean, I can engage with somebody in California right now on a Transformer thread, for just because of the discussion. It's not necessarily difficult to make connections with people and have a different exposure, a different mindset to things now. So so this is going to be the way things are. I mean, thanks to the internet, that's just the way that it works.
I think the further we get in decades, we keep changing what we're passionate about. I mean, if you go 30 or 40 years ago, we still had a lot of military people alive, a lot of the old war people alive. So we were way more patriotic back then. But then those guys started dying out. There was less reasons to throw these parades. There was less people to raise up on these pedestals that fought these wars. So we're kind of veering away from our patriotic side.
Well,
but at the same time, I feel like we're going away from our super religious side too in this country. So it's kind of both.
Yeah. I mean,
I think religion is just being seen differently.
Religion is being exposed.
But then I feel patriotism is the same way. It's like a lot of minorities are feeling like, I'm not going to front, at certain moments, like, why am I being patriotic to a country that really don't give a shit about me or look at me as a second-class citizen? I don't always feel that way, but many days I do.
I'm going to take my statement back. I said religion is being exposed. Religion is not being exposed. The leaders of our religion are being exposed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a great point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make a great point there.
What is supposed to say?
That motherfucker. You already know who you're talking about. But finish our points first.
These people that we're supposed to go to for our daily bread or whatever, however you say it, we don't trust them anymore. You can't trust the Catholic Church. You can't trust the Black Baptist preachers anymore. And it's weird. That's what's turning us away from whatever religion we had. When I was in elementary school, we did a lunch prayer before we went to lunch.
Yeah.
We prayed in the morning before school started. And we did the Pledge of Allegiance. And nobody was the worse for it. And everybody said it. But now, it's a different world. You got different people that just don't want to do it. You got people's parents saying they don't have to do anything they don't want to do. Giving kids power. That's one of the other things that's pissing me off too. But
I feel differently about that. I feel differently about that. I actually feel differently.
Giving kids power?
It depends on how you
empowering, not give them power. There's a difference.
Thank you.
Telling them, when you tell your kid, your teacher can't say nothing to you because I'm your parent, you do whatever you want to do. And if they touch you, call me. I agree with the don't touch me part. Don't touch my kid. But telling them that nobody can control them when they're a kid, it's still a kid.
Taking authority away from teachers, yeah.
That's I'll say that I get. I don't think there's any issue with acknowledging a child as a person. I think a lot of our parents in that previous generation, it was like kids are meant to be seen and not heard.
Right.
I think there is a level of where we have to come to the realization that, hey, these are little people. They have feelings. They may not understand how those feelings work. And I think you can have an honest discussion with a child, because children can reason. It's It's just that, you know, their logic may not be as well developed as yours yet. So, you know, to say that, you know, empowering a child is a bad thing, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do think that a child needs to have respect for someone who has more experience than them. I think that's where the issue is. Like, the respect is not carried through in that statement. It's really just the fact that it's like, you tell them that you can do whatever you want, you know, it's fine, do your thing, but it's like, you know, but you also got to remember that these people have been through, you know, years more experience than you do, and I think that's where the difference needs to be made.
You still have to mold them,
right?
You can empower a child. You still have to mold them, because they could be like, I'm 10 years old, I got the keys to this car, I'm out. No,
and see, and that's the thing. You got parents you got people these days thinking, well, if that kid has keys to the car and he's only 10, let him express himself.
Oh,
okay.
Great point there. You actually make a
still have laws.
There's laws, and then there's safety. They can't see over the dash. I mean, there is that for problem.
The parents that I hate, and
you can talk about this because you know
this one is
you can only talk about this in this group.
The parents who say, "I want to be my kid's best friend."
No.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, bitch, but you're still the fucking parent. So it should be parent then friend. And I'm talking about friend when they're out of the house, when they can vote and they can drink and they can do all this shit legally.
When you both can take turns driving each other home drunk, that's when y'all can be friends.
There you go.
At that point, you're right. At that point, you're right. If y'all are both grown, then I think that a time where you can be, but not when you living in the house and still I'm paying your bill.
No,
you can't be friends with somebody
and I'm feeding you
clothes.
No.
Oh God,
we're friends. So you're my daughter, but we're friends. But I'm going to tell you that I'm pregnant, and I'm going to fuck you up.
That's not nice.
That's I'm sorry, toxic masculinity.
But that's where you beat the dude ass, not hers.
Well, you know what I mean. Of course I'm not gonna. But
I know.
I think it's just this life is unnecessarily hard now because people want so many options on so many different things. Of course, you're supposed to have options. You see yes or no, maybe or whatever, but there's so many different ways and so many different things being thrown at you at one time. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, even as far as when we grew up with the commercial, The Incredible Edible Egg. You remember that commercial?
Yeah.
The whole song, eggs are great for you, blah, blah, blah. Eat an egg every day. Now it's like, don't eat it because eggs will kill you. And then another one will say eggs are fine. Then another one will say eggs going to stop your heart.
That's like the milk commercials.
Eggs. So everything is just confusing. What are you doing right?
And now they're vegans. So it's like
brittle bones.
Things change, man.
Damn it.
Things change. But I'm all for empowering kids because you're the foundation where they leave your house. And you're either going to raise an asshole or you're going to raise a good, productive person.
Drop that knowledge, my nigga.
I'm just saying, where do assholes come from? Deadbeat ass, bum ass parents.
Actually, no, they make their own choices and they become assholes on their own.
Well, right.
A lot of them actually do. That's something I've noticed too.
I know a lot of good parents that got some dick kids. I'm like,
I totally agree. How to swear? So you're right.
How did that happen?
I think it's a little bit of both.
It's
a 50-50.
Yeah, I give you that. It is 50-50 because not every criminal had fucked up parents. So
no, you're absolutely right about that.
I give you that, but
if you did.
Yeah, this whole we gotta be friends shit. Fuck that shit.
Why can't we be friends?
It's almost scary, man. I'm like, shit, if it's all this and you're trying to just raise a kid to get a job and be something else, I can't do it. I can't watch my kid 24 hours a day. I envy parents, and then at the same time I feel sorry for them because that person you sending out into the world every day is your responsibility.
Yeah.
And you can't follow them everywhere they go.
Yo, I had to explain that to my daughter. I don't give a fuck if you're 40 years old. I'm still responsible for you. You're still my fucking daughter.
And I knew my friends when I was a teenager in Atlanta. Okay. And I knew how it was at my home. It was respect. You know, when I come, you call. You don't drink, you don't smoke, you eat what I give you, blah, blah, blah. But when you go out with your friends, it's smoke this, let's hang out with these people. Let's kick this door and run. I don't know why we did that. It was just something to do.
Kick the door, wave in the fall.
You know, you can't stop your kid from being influenced by other people that hang around, but because sometimes those are the only people they see. And in most cases, they see those people more than they see their parents.
Well, yeah. And you're 100% right. And it's up to you to lay down morals. Some people use religion, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. To an extent.
Yeah. I'm following you on that.
Because some of these people will say, you know, you got to do what's in the Bible. And I mean, the Bible says a lot of good stuff, but at the same time, I'm not going to hate you because you're gay. Even though you motherfuckers say, says it in the Bible. I didn't see that shit. You know what I mean? Where the fuck does it say? It says love everybody, love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
You can't judge nobody. But
my neighbor,
some people need religion to make them right. And that's great.
That's so stupid. You told me that. I was like, I walked right through the grass. I was mad, like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I ain't gotta love her. Get rid of that goddamn dog.
Motherfuckers.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just I'm nervous because I know at some point I am going to be a parent.
Dude, I'd commit suicide if I was your age and had a kid.
Whoa, this nigga left. This is like a major left.
Christ, man.
Wow.
Y'all don't understand the diaper stage. Oh my God.
All right. Hey, Brian, time to marry women who got kids. It's already 5. Sounds like a plan.
Let's call it a day, man. Hey,
just give that
past the terrible twos. They just started school. We in.
No.
Fuck your daddy. I'm your daddy.
And make sure you marry somebody that got all girls so you can keep all your shit.
Huh? What you mean?
Because when you got boys, you gotta share your gaming system.
Yeah, because I have stuff that are toys for me. Nigga, stop touching that shit.
No, you can't touch those Transformers. No,
right.
motherfucker.
Ooh.
Oh, don't worry, I'm
You can't touch those Gundams.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Leave those guns alone. But nah, I'm just playing. Y'all, you know, marry who the fuck you want, but I can't go back to if Chicky got fucking pregnant again, god damn it. The diamond stage and the potty stage.
So be like, hey, y'all want to take a weekend?
I saw a story. A 70-year-old couple had their first kid.
Yep,
all right,
I'm dead.
Out of here. Dead as a doorknob.
Now, in a way, it's kind of like, oh, that's beautiful. They were able to procreate at their age. But then on the other hand, that's selfish as hell.
Because that child, 9 times out of 10, is not going to have them around when they graduate high school. No. When they like have their first child, when they do all this, like there's no parent.
God forbid the child goes somewhere fucked up. You know, it's
honestly, it's scary because they might fuck around and raise themselves for a good chunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you, like I said, you're both wearing diapers at that point.
All 3 of y'all. All 3 of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
Man, I mean, it is nice, but this ain't Moses' time where he lived 800 years. No, motherfucker, you dead in like 10 maybe.
Well, they're in India, so.
Oh yeah, whatever that spice is, that makes them live longer.
Yeah,
I ain't fucking with you.
But
I'll just slide past that, Brian. Thanks. Ease on down the road past that.
Next topic. Which we have none of.
Oh, we're done? We can just start talking shit? Okay, let's go. I would like to touch one thing on the Terry Crews thing.
All right,
go ahead.
No homo. It was early in his career, from what he said. And you got to remember, he was a football player, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, he was a special team specialist. That's all he was. Yeah.
This is his second chance. I'm not saying grab my dick. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying whatever happened, and nobody was there, but whatever happened and the way he described it, he pushed him off, and his wife was there. There's so many variables to that story. It's just like,
yeah, you did bring up that point.
Every one of our women will try to diffuse the situation, like, no, fuck him up.
No, baby. No, baby. You can hear that in your head right now.
I don't know. Mine probably be like, fuck that dude up.
Well,
okay.
Great, you know, but for the most part, they'll try to diffuse the situation. And again, this is his second chance at something big. Not being a fucking accountant, not fucking being in the military, not being a fucking professor. Something like something big.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss of words, but you know what I'm saying. So
I just think
the
whole thing.
I mean, he gets my respect. Like I said, he gets my respect as an activist. But yo, you trying to say funny shit, you're not fucking funny. So get the fuck out.
I think a lot of times these actors getting put in these positions where they're at an interview, like he was at the interview.
Yeah,
and somebody asks you something that you know in your heart you should not talk on or speak on. But before you can say, I don't want to talk about that, or let's talk about something else, you already got diarrhea of the mouth.
And if you're an activist, you're supposed to uphold your brother. Not
absolutely.
Shit and let the white dude get away. What the fuck's wrong with you? So,
yeah, but that feeds right into the toxic masculinity thing. It's just like it's from a dude perspective. It's not from a human perspective.
Right. I get it, but that's too many syllables for me to keep saying, so I'm gonna stop saying.
Nice. And that's the sad part. We really don't know, and this is why men of color are kind of so alienated right now, because we aren't told that we can talk to each other. Or we don't know how. There's no open door. There's no forum. It's just as much as we try, like Terry Crews tried to talk to us, tried to talk to everybody about what was going on. And right when he did it, you know, he got another huge name with a huge voice coming out and chastising him for doing it.
I remember 50 said some shit.
Yeah.
Man,
so now 50. He's a clown.
I mean, I'm saying he's a big name and people listen to him. So
I see.
Terry Crews trying to say something, and here you come with this bullshit.
Yeah, so it's like if somebody gonna cut Terry Crews down and he's a celebrity, I definitely can't say anything that happened to me. I can't tell anybody what happened to me. So we bottle that and we stuff it down, and then that becomes aggression and aggravation and anger, and we act out. And now you got another brother beating somebody who he really didn't need to. He just needed to talk. And he's in jail. So it's just this cycle that just keeps going on and on. So if there was any way possible for somebody, or maybe I'm somebody, to start some kind of dialogue with other brothers or other men of color, to start talking about things in private to each other, maybe we can stop this whole situation we got, or this whole problem we got, because we ain't the most trustworthy people right now.
No.
And to be honest with you, most of us ain't even did nothing wrong.
Right.
I would like to say to that point, not only do we have to open up, but we have to learn how to listen. Because y'all can talk to me about anything. I'll probably say some stupid shit, but only because I'm trying to work through the conversation, not because I'm cutting you down.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that smart. So I'm going to say something stupid, and if you know anyone like that, and you're trying to have a conversation or a dialogue with them, keep talking, because it'll get out.
That's the thing. A lot of times, if somebody has an issue, they don't need anybody to try to fix it.
No.
You know, like you said, you're going to listen, but then you'll say something funny or something stupid after that. At least I know you was listening and I got it out. So somebody else knows what I'm going through. It's not, we don't need a mechanic the whole time. We just need a diagnostic. You know?
Good metaphor.
I am praying for Brother Cruz. Hopefully he got some sort of solace, some sort of healing from getting that story out. I feel sorry for DL because they're going to run at each other at some point. If Terry Crews open hand slap DL Hughley on TV, I'm done.
Say that again.
I said if Terry Crews open hand slap DL Hughley on TV, I'm done.
Yo, that's gonna be a gift.
Oh God,
it's gonna look like when on Chappelle's show and dude slapped it at the bar and smashed his head on the bar.
Man,
what was that? That was yesterday. I ain't did nothing to you today.
Oh.
But anyway, toxic masculinity is run rampant.
Yes, sir. It has.
Quit telling people to be men. Tell them to be what they want to be. Anybody else has anything they want to talk about?
I mean that is being a man. Be what you want to be.
I don't really have anything to talk about, but I did see a good stand-up special that released on HBO on Saturday.
Uh-oh.
Amanda Seals. I forgot what the hell it was called. I had it up and then I
be
knowing. That's the girl used to be called Amanda Diva, but she changed her name to her real last name, Amanda Seals. It was pretty damn funny.
They've been putting her all over the place. Like I have no idea who she is.
She was on
she's on Insecure.
She's on Insecure. Yeah,
she's a pregnant chick.
Yeah. She is the one that plays the snooty girl in their crew.
Yeah, I hate her so much.
But she plays that role very well.
She plays that role so well.
She's smart, man.
She reminds me of like how people used to talk about Skylar in Breaking Bad. Like you just hate her because you hate her.
Yeah. I've always followed her on Twitter for like probably since I got on Twitter. Then like to see her evolve from literally doing music and doing little clips online to finally be able to do stand up, and like it's like the last 5 years it's kind of paid off. To see her do a special was pretty interesting. And it's like shit. If y'all remember My Brother and Me, she was on that. Like she's been around for a long time.
That is a classic example of like when someone. It's a classic example of when someone says, it's like you get looked at for doing something and it takes like 15 years to become an overnight success.
Exactly. I thought it was very funny. Like even though it's geared towards black women, and she even said like, of course it'll be moments geared towards black women because that's what the hell I am. But it's like, if you're black or you're adjacent to the black community, you know a lot of it. This shit is interesting. It's very interesting. And they talk about a lot of race things, sex things, all over the place. I thought it was pretty funny.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay. I am gonna check it out.
Brian gonna find it on the stick. I have HBO.
I did watch Bumblebee and Aquaman last week.
Say that again.
I said I did watch Bumblebee and Aquaman last week.
On the stick.
Yep.
Did you just admit publicly?
I'm going to edit this part out.
Hey, don't edit this out. I gave that girl props. Come on, man.
Anyway, anybody else had anything you want to talk about?
I don't have anything.
That's all I had.
Okay. We on purpose did this on purpose. We did not talk about politics this week. Actually, it's just exhausting. And hopefully everybody that was not getting paid is now getting a check, and hopefully we don't have to go through this again.
Hopefully they do something for this 3 weeks. They've come to a real deal. Yeah.
I pray for each and every one of you guys, and I hope you didn't lose anything valuable as far as your home or any of your belongings. So we'll be back next week. If you want to hit us up, we're on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud.
We're not on Spotify, but we could try to make that happen if you need.
Oh man, that seemed like another bill.
We're not on Pornhub yet.
I'll take care of that one if that's the case. Shut up, boy. I heard you. I mean, you can post technically anything to Pornhub if you want to.
And of course, YouTube. Jesus Christ. I will be editing this part out.
God.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
And of course, thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company, and we'll see all of you next week. Peace.